Hey everyone, Felix from Nintendo Life here, and yes, I have played Plants vs. Zombies Replanted on my Nintendo Switch 2, and oh boy, I have a lot of things I want to talk about. And since we're talking about Plants vs. Zombies, I've sat myself here in a park, surrounding myself with plants. I think we should start with all the Switch 2 specific things. There's two things I want to talk about. It's the mouse mode, and it's the touch controls. And unfortunately, they've messed up them both. Mouse mode, even worse than touch controls, and here's why. So, when you use a mouse, as you can see here in the home menu, well, you use the mouse, and it's not very uncommon that you lift the mouse to kind of readjust. And when you do that, it stays in mouse mode. It's only when you use the buttons, it goes back to the button layout of the Joy-Cons. Well, in Plants vs. Zombies Replanted, the second you lift your Joy-Con, it goes back to button controls. And when you put it back down, it goes back to mouse controls. So it creates this really awkward dance of like switching back and forth between mouse mode and controls. It's like no one even playtested this. The only fix I've found is actually putting down a second Joy-Con next to it, so it keeps thinking it's in mouse mode, and then I can use it like I would with any other mouse. It works great, that's how it should work. Why it works, how it does, I really don't know, because Plants vs. Zombies, in my opinion, is just best played with mouse. It is how it was originally intended to be. But how did they mess up touch controls? Well, it works fine. Like when you're picking up all the suns, it works totally fine. But the problem is when planting different things. Like it's not a game breaker, but essentially, when you press on the plant, the way I would want to do it is that I press on the plant, I drag it down, and then I let go. But that's not how it works. So you're supposed to click and then click again. The problem is that once you click, that sprite is just there of the plant. And if you then don't click on the new location, or if you click, drag, and let go, it's still there. Like, let's say some suns come in, you try to collect that, the sprite of the plant just follows you all around. And it's super bizarre. It's just really distracting having the sprite like just going around, and it like that you have to click again for it to plant. Personally, I don't think it works well. I think, again, it feels kind of like the mouse mode. It's not been play tested. And unfortunately, the issues don't stop there. But this is just like more in general with this replanted version. Now, let me get it out of the way. I really like Plants vs. Zombies, and you can still play this game. Admittedly, I will just be playing with the controller layout, and it works fine. Like, I think it's a bit awkward collecting the suns so that the sprite kind of follows you around. Well, admittedly, here's not the sprite, it's kind of like a transparent one. But the first thing I noticed is that when I started my first game, something was off with the music. And it was only until I went back and looked at, well, I have the PC version or the Game of the Year version. And, well, I think a comparison is in order here. Take a listen to this first. That was the PC version, the one that came out back in 2010. You could hear the intro. It's very intimate. Dun, 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 dun. It's really nice. I think it fits it really well. Well, now listen to the replanted version. Now, music just comes in. There's drums, that everything. Like, is this a remix track? No. What they've done is that they've removed the different layers there is to the track. Like back in the old version, you'd start with what you heard in the example, but then when you get to the final phase, that's when you hear what you hear, the start of the replanted version. And the worst part is that the original composer intended it to be this gradual sense of like it evolving the more intense the battle got. But she's not been involved with this at all, and she has this to say on Twitter. I created the music in Plants vs. Zombies with the specific intention of it being dynamic. Instruments gradually appear to match the intensity of zombies and prevent audio fatigue. Replanted level 101, all the drums right away. Years later, plus bigger team equals dynamic audio gone? What's going on? And that's not the only audio thing that I noticed that was wrong. When pea shooters shoot, in any other version, at least as far as I've been able to tell, they make a little sound, a little, you can hear it here. But in Replanted, that audio's gone. So it just feels very awkward, especially if you're used to the old version. Like, take a listen to this. you only hear the audio of like all the zombies getting hit. Now, I don't know if this was because they forgot to add that sound or they just thought there's too many sounds going on, but I really don't like this change. Now, a thing that I thought was a good thing until I looked a bit more into it was that you could now see some early concepts of Plants vs. Zombies. You know, see how the characters were originally sketched out, see some early beta designs. But the problem is that the original artist of Plants vs. Zombies, Rich Werner, has come out and said that this is just straight up false. Like, some of these designs doesn't make sense because he never had any early concepts of them. He had this to say: "Let me put this on record. These early sketches for Plants vs. Zombies 1 are all BS. It's funny too that Disco Zombie is part of it because we got a letter from MJ's estate to redo it. I redesigned it on the fly in one afternoon. No possibility of an early concept." And that feels really, really weird. Like having, oh, look, it's the early designs, but they're not actually made by the artist. And it's just weird that not more of the original creators were pulled into this and make it a celebration of Plants vs. Zombies. You know, we have another person, Enrique Cortz, who said, "Yeah, I was the background artist for the original Plants vs. Zombie 2. And it felt super weird seeing all my work like redone in HD, and of course, I had nothing to do with it. Would have been happy to do these reworks myself. It feels like a cash grab that's not been play tested properly, and it even lies about some of this stuff." This is on the official website where it says, "New game modes. Team up with a friend in local co-op mode to defend the backyard together or go head-to-head in local PvP. Now with 100% more butter." The problem is that there's already been co-op and versus modes in Plants vs. Zombies before, 15 years ago, in the Xbox 360 version that came out. But like, for example, in the versus mode, now the zombies, as you can see up here, you know, they would normally collect these like red brain icons, but up where it says how much they cost, they have the sun icon. So there's literally mistakes of a mode that was already in there, like what's going on? Is it all bad? Like, is there nothing exciting this replanted version is adding? Well, there's two new modes. There's the Cloudy Day mode, where clouds come in, and that means that, well, sometimes the sunflower, it won't reproduce any suns. And there's also an addition of a hardcore mode, which you unlock after beating the main game, where you can play through the whole game, and if any zombies go in, you just lose the whole thing and you have to start again. Kind of like Steel Soul in Hollow Knight, and I imagine in many other games that has hard mode. But it's just so unfortunate that this replanted version turned out like this. It could have been so much more. There's just a lot of stuff that frustrates me about this port. I'm happy that it's coming to Switch. The game is still fun because it's Plants vs. Zombies, and that's why it was so popular in the first place. It's a really addictive gameplay loop. But to see it being treated like this by EA and just not getting the original creators in just leaves a really sour taste in my mouth. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do these issues bother you so much that you're just not going to pick it up? Or do you not really care about it and you just want to play some Plants vs. Zombies now in HD? Well, let us know down in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Felix from Nintendo Life,